This is Orange County Day for our old friend and you know, progressive Democrat model Tim Carpenter and our group PDA. Endorse Clarice's campaign in Orange County. I'm Dr. Bill Honigman, the PDA Orange County chapter leader and Southern California state coordinator. I'm an emergency room doctor here at Kaiser Hospital. Anyone have Kaiser? I have Kaiser. I think it's an excellent model for a national health plan. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, we all ought to feel secure that we'd have health care instead of, you know, being off dumping money in the pockets of Halliburton, etc. So anyhow, thanks for coming today, and thank you, Clarice, for your campaign. And I know you're out there every day and doing a hell of a course. She's a favorite son of Orange County. And then also Mimi Kennedy, who's here, is on our national board. A lot of you know Mimi from her television work on the show Dharma and Greg. She's a brilliant actress. I saw her in a play up in LA just the other night, and it was about Holocaust survivors, and just a beautiful thing. If you can go up and see her in her play, it will be a worthwhile experience. But I'd like to reintroduce you right now to Tim Carpenter, our own National Director of Progressive Democrats of America.
As I said this morning, we were at UCI, and I'm always told you can't go home again, but it's very emotional for me to be here. Many of you know about 3 blocks over here. In 1980, the Orange County Alliance for Survival was organized through the Peace Conversion Project, and we lived in community about 3 blocks from here and did conscientious objector status work during the Reagan buildup and the illegal war in Nicaragua and El Salvador. And then many of you know at Chapman College all the great work we did. And then about half a mile down, Barry Breathe gave the Alliance for Survival a warehouse that we worked out of for about 3 years. It was the largest office I'd ever worked out of. So it's very emotional to be here, just standing in this square. There were many nights beginning in the early 80s when Reagan was beginning his military buildup, when we were talking about nuclear weapon systems in the Nevada-Utah desert under the MX missile. And we spent a lot of nights here with a lot of vigils, and many of you know out in Bristol at Anton and Bristol when the nuclear war planner. So just standing here, it's amazing. And as I say, when you come home, when they say you can't come home, you can't come home. And I look out here and there are friends, there are old friends and new friends, and that was what I'm very proud of in PDA. When people ask about Progressive Democrats of America, they ask, well, is it an organization? Well, what are you up to? There's the DFA, there's Move On. Why do we need Progressive Democrats of America? We were formed 2 years ago, the last day of the Democratic Convention, because we believe, like many of you believe, if you look right now through this circle, we have weaved a rainbow of labor, of Code Pink, of peace and justice activists, of ACLU activists, of women, young and old, who believe that the Democratic Party should be about working class values, should be advocating for single-payer health care, should be talking about a military budget that is so grossly overspending on unnecessary weapon systems, that it's time to put our unions back to work to rebuilding the cities and bridges here in America. And PDA is about putting those bridges together to build an inside-outside strategy. We believe that the street heat that the unions have generated and that the peace community has generated must go into the political arena. In the next 8 days, you have a candidate here who can make history, and you know that. I was here 20 years ago when we said that, and we started a campaign because we believe that, as I said, progressives could win in some of the reddest areas. And I think the best model of that is the fact that Loretta Sanchez is now a congresswoman, and that Dornan is an unemployed soundbite somewhere in Virginia. And it's that same spirit right now that we gather to let Ed Royce know that his days are numbered. And if we don't come together on the 7th to defeat him, we will send a very loud and clear message. And I believe that we will defeat him. And I believe that because of what I see right now. Because this is a work day. I was told, how can you pull something together with very little time? How can you get people to come out on a work day? And I said, because we're building a community, we're building a family within PDA. And we're here to thank somebody who's picking up that torch for us. Not only for doing her work here in Orange County, there are 15 other candidates across this country that Progressive Democrats of America have endorsed. we as a national organization did not endorse. We're here today because Dr. Bill and the chapter endorsed your candidate. We're here to support you and the work that you do. So when I see friends like Al Ybarra, when I see friends like Marty Schrank, and I see new friends that are here, I believe that we can make a difference. And I thank you for being here for this. I know in the next couple of days, a lot of people are going to be told, yeah, we take back the House, then what? For everybody that stands here right now, the real work begins for us starting right now, so that on November 8th, after we make sure we win the impossible, the real work will begin. Because then our work will only end when we elect a progressive Democratic majority that will be governing in Congress.
Yeah!
And that's what PDA is about. That understands why it's so important when you go to your friends, especially in the peace and justice movement, when they say, what does it matter when we vote for a Democrat anymore? What's the difference between a Democrat and a Republican? We don't have to worry, hopefully, anymore when we tell them, if of one reason only, why to be voting Democratic when we take back the House. Think of what the Judiciary Committee will look like when John Conyers is the chair of the Judiciary Committee in Congress. Think about what will happen with all the lies that led to the war in Iraq when we have John Conyers who can begin to subpoena the White House, and that we can begin the investigation to find out all the lies, to uncover them, and everybody here knows what that will lead to. Think about what it will mean for the labor movement when John Conyers is the chair of the Judiciary Committee, the single person who has kept the issue of single-payer health care alive, when he and Congressman Dennis Kucinich can reintroduce it in Congress with the majority of Democrats when Nancy Pelosi is the Speaker. So in these next 8 days, you know what those differences are. We're going to have some time here together. Mimi's going to walk around in the circle with us. We're going to talk and hear from our candidate. But when you go here, I know you're here because you believe. We have to stop talking to ourselves. We have to get out of our cocoons. We have to take this literature. We have to go to the water cooler at work. We have to put it there. We have to tell our neighbors at work why we're working. So much energy is being spent on targeted races. We will never get a progressive majority government until we work our precincts, our own precincts. Let's make sure this Saturday that everybody is out walking their precinct to ensure. And finally, a paid blatant commercial. I hope all of you are registered on the PDA site, pdamerica.org, www.pdamerica.org. We need our brothers and sisters from the labor movement. We need our Code Pink allies. We need the AFL-CIO. We need the Progressive Democrats to come under We Need a Tent to remind everybody what the Democratic Party should look like. And if you look around this circle right now, this is the real Democratic Party.